Alright, so in this video, I just want to follow up and clarify a few things on the video that I posted yesterday about higher dimensions and psychics and channeling and other spirits and even casual psychedelic usage. And some people I've noticed are reacting and getting upset with me, which is kind of what I expected, in the same way that people got upset when I made a similar video about psychedelics, specifically a similar video about third eye sort of things and others, out there type of things for some people. Some people it's out there, some people it's very in here. It really just depends. And the major important thing that I want to clarify is that clearly, specifically, explicitly, what I am not saying that any of these things is completely bad or completely good. And I think sometimes people get offended for a few reasons. First is that usually I'm kind of sarcastically joking around and being kind of silly, which I get is not necessarily always the most effective delivery strategy. But it's just, I don't know, especially when you're talking about critiquing channeling other beings. That's kind of hilarious in and of itself. It's not something people really do. People are usually like, oh, it's just all total garbage, or, well, it's the best thing, and it's really either or thinking, and that's not really what I'm into or what I'm saying. So that may be the first reason, and the other reason is that I'm not saying something is 100% good or 100% bad, but what happens is our thinking is conditioned and set up in ways in which we believe that's because we like something, because we're into something, that is 100% good, which is not true really with anything in life. Even right now I'm drinking some amazing tea, but there are dangers, there are drawbacks, there are negative side effects that could potentially happen with drinking this tea, drinking it under the wrong circumstances, brewing it in the wrong way, drinking too much of it, because I have a certain amount in the cup because I've learned this is the safe parameter, but if I do way too much and brew it in the right way, it's going to not treat my body well, and if I don't brew it strong enough, then it's not really going to be that effective or enjoyable. So that's common sense. But what happens is, I think the other reason, aside from just my ridiculous delivery, which I get, I understand, and I'll change that and adapt it in the future, because my goal is to be effective, not necessarily just make people mad, but at a certain point there's only so much you can do. And if you say anything, point out any danger or negative about anything, people will get upset, and that's fine. But it's basically what I want to clarify specifically is that I didn't say that any of these things are 100% bad. All I'm saying is that basically with anything in life, there are drawbacks, potential dangers that are there. That's common sense. And it's ignorant to not inform ourselves of those things. And it's something that I see a lot in our world that's a major disservice, is that people write articles and put them online specifically just to get people excited and interested, which is great. However, with certain things that are really powerful, there's a lot of responsibility and education that has to come with it. And the fact that our world is also very, has a very short attention span. People want instant gratification for things for things that usually take a long time to develop. We can easily think that we can just rush them or rush through them because we read an article or because it sounds good. So if I say there are drawbacks to psychedelics, I'm not saying psychedelics are bad. I'm saying they can be in certain situations. I'm also saying they can be really great in certain situations, which is just common sense. But people get mad and say I'm an asshole, or I don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm just a jerk, or I'm ignorant, or my practice is not working, which, whatever. So really it's just common sense, and that's really what I'm trying to do. And that there are people who do any of these things, they do it really cleanly and easily, and there are many that don't, and there are many that just don't know. And what I'm saying is talking about how if you wanted to, that you basically could, and if you're trying to do it and not having success, maybe things to look at. Because if I say, for example, healthy boundaries exist, that makes sense really across the board. So that's something to consider when working with these things. And what happens, I think, is that people just react emotionally to what I'm saying and completely just say, oh, he's saying something bad about what I think is totally good or what I'm elevating to a higher status, and then get mad. Or just not like my delivery style, which is fine. But I don't think that's an effective way to live life, believing that something is higher so we can't critique it and make it better and point out the fact that there could be drawbacks with it. And I just get upset because sometimes it seems like we can't even have a conversation outside of the parameters of either or totally good or totally bad, which is not really intelligent and not evolving things. Because usually my focus is on, oh, yeah, I see these things that are good, for sure, and this is pretty much what everyone's already talking about all the time. I mean, if you go on and search about any of these things, what you're going to find is everyone saying, oh, this is the benefits, this is how you do it, this is great, this is what it's done for me, and that's cool, but that's really just part of the thing. So what is also helpful to be like, well, yeah, all this is true, and there's ways in which it could be better, or there's ways in which people like get messed up, or stuck, and how to not do it. So that's really what I'm trying to do, whether it's tonic herbs, sleeping, moving, relating, breathing, eating, whatever. So that's kind of where I'm coming from, and I just wanted to clarify that and be explicitly clear in what I'm saying and why I'm saying it. So hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully it's clear. And I understand that doing that sarcastically or joking around or messing around or being exaggerated and animated and weird might not be the most effective way for doing that. So, I mean, that makes sense. I can see that. I hope that you can also see just the kind of the silliness and the hilarity of the situation. The fact that, there's a bunch of us, thousands and thousands of people gathered around talking about these things. It's just funny. It's probably never happened in human history, so it's just funny. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this makes sense, and I'll talk to you soon.